Greetings and grand rising to my kindred spirits. And for those who are new, I welcome you too. Okay? So don't feel like a stranger. So today I'm going to give you a couple of incidences or situations or experiences that I've had. I'm going to tell you a story about it. You know, I know when people say, oh, she's telling a story, it's not for real. Well, we just putting it in a story form. You know, usually when you tell things that go on in your life, it sounds like a story. And when I was little, we used to say, oh, she's telling a story, which back then a story meant a lie. So no, I'm not telling y'all no lies. I didn't say I came on here to tell you some lies. How about I just tell you my experiences? I'm gonna give you a couple of experiences I've experienced, and I'm gonna let you know what I perceived or what I realize now about then, or then what I perceived about what happened at that time. Okay. All right. So the first one I'm gonna tell you about, it was a paranormal experience. I think it happened around my early 20s or maybe my late teens. I can't remember, somewhere around there, my late teen, early 20s, like 19, between 19 and maybe 21. You know, I don't think I was drinking. Started to try to drink. I don't drink now, but at one point I tried to and realized it was not for me. So I wasn't drinking, nor smoking. Okay. Smoking nothing, nada, because I don't smoke. Okay. So anywho, this, situation happened in East Point, Georgia, on the south side. I was leaving my mom's home. I walked to the train station, East Point train station, which was right around the corner from where my mom used to live. So I realized when I got into the train station, it was so quiet. And I'm looking around like, ain't nobody up in here. And the platform to catch the train was downstairs. So I was kind of, I got a little creeped out because I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to be standing here alone? So as I was going down the escalator, I saw a man. And my heart was kind of relieved because at least it was somebody in there. He was an older man, from what I could tell. He was an older man. And I'm sorry, it feels like a piece of hair. So anyhow, as I'm going down the escalator, I'm also thinking, ooh, I don't, us Southerners, we like to be cordial with people and just speak, hey, how you doing? But at this day, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like talking. But I don't want to be rude. So as I got down on the platform where he was, I was like, okay, we can't be rude. We wasn't taught to be that way. So I just said, hey, how you doing? And then all of a sudden he was like, hey, how you doing? My name is James. Oh no. So, he just started talking and stuff. I think he probably even asked me what my name. I don't even remember him asking me my name. So he was just talking. I'm just listening. Here and there I asked some questions because he started talking about him having a near-death experience. And when he started to talk about that, the train came. So we got on the train. I'm sitting there. I'm sitting face the door, and he stood up by the door. So as people would come in, of course, he moved out the way to let people on. And he was telling his story about how he died and spoke to God and told God that he got to go back because he knew he was bad to his wife and he want to go back and make it up to her. He can't die today. He wanted to go back and be there for his wife and treat her better. He wanted another chance to make it up to her. So some people off to the left, it was a young boy and young girl and some people towards the back of them that I could see out of my peripheral. I was picking up that they was laughing. So even as people was getting on the train that was hearing his conversation was kind of laughing too. So when the train got to 5 Point Station, which is the main train station because it connects to the other rail lines, I got off. And the couple, or the girl, I don't know if they were a couple, but it was a young girl, young guy. They got off behind me. And, I ain't paid them any mind. I just got off the train. And as I walked, one of them came and tapped me. They were together, but one of them tapped me. And I was like, turned around and they were still laughing. And they said, excuse me, but who were you talking to on the train? And I was like, what? It was like, who were you talking to on the train? I was like, y'all did not see that man standing there that I was talking to? And it was like, they were just laughing. No, we just saw you talking. I was like, for a moment, I was kind of embarrassed at that moment. I was a little bit embarrassed. Like, you think I'm crazy. I don't even know if I said anything else to them. I said, I was talking to a man. He told me his name was James. And I thought y'all heard what he was saying. I thought y'all was laughing at him. They was like, no, we was laughing at you because we didn't see no man named James. I'm like, OMG. Okay. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, am I crazy or am I crazy? I'm like, I don't drink, I don't smoke. So what was that all about? And I did kind of notice how walking into the train station, something was a bit off. And I have heard later on in life, later on in my life, I heard at a certain train station. I never heard anything about East Point train station, but I heard about King Memorial train station, because King Memorial train station is built right next to a Jewish graveyard, and that sometimes people will see certain beings or people or whatever. I don't want to say beings, but I'm spirits. They would say spirits. They would see spirits. Now, I don't know what spirits look like, because I know someone has passed on in my time of having some paranormal experiences. I just told you that story right there, and I'm gonna tell you why I told you that. Anyway, they come to you looking just as real as you. And the reason why I say this is because for those people, and I've even had out-of-body experiences. There have probably been like one or two, well, maybe one time or a couple of times I didn't realize I was having one, but there have been other times that I realized I was having one, or two, or three, or four, or five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, but I ain't gonna keep counting. But so anywho, I'm kind of explaining that just to let you know that even from having the out-of-body experiences and having an experience where someone who didn't even realize they had passed on, that even when you leave this body, depending on your vibrational level, where you are and what you was willing to learn when you were physically seen by everyone and families, and everyone knew you to be alive, your experience isn't a lot of time like you float on up into the sky. Okay. A lot of the truth that they're putting out in movies, pay attention. Because a lot of things that's been happening in this world that y'all have not realized, especially adults around my age, in your 40s and 50s, after watching movies, if you don't realize by now that things that movies that they have shown us in the past, even when about computers and robots and stuff, haven't you noticed that a lot of these things seems familiar? Like, darn, you was forewarned about these things, but you don't remember where you was forewarned. Pay attention to the movies, cartoons. They may not tell you the truth directly, but they're giving you and exposing certain things and communicating with you through movies and cartoons to kind of like throw you off, to say that they did tell you the truth. Because they are supposed to. Who are the they? The they that's misleading you. Whether they're in the government, in institutions, entertainment industry, religious institutions, they're showing you. But a lot of you are so far gone that y'all probably is looking at this video saying, I rebuke you, I rebuke. Also, too, for those who have an issue with certain earthly things that people use, like crystals and incense and stuff like that, and would like to say those are things of the devil, remember, if the Most High or your God created heaven and earth, guess what? He created good and bad. He created the devil. So that means that these tools of divination and inspiration was given to both the good and the bad. Okay, so if you pay attention to some of these movies, they're showing you these things. And I'm pretty sure you've seen some of these things. But like I said, sometimes the truth could be right there in your face. And you don't even see it. We are constantly, and we're not we, because I ain't a part of this, what I'm about to say. A lot of y'all are so bent on looking outside of yourself for someone to come and save you, when in your books that you find so holy told you that the Most High, or the God you call God, blew of self into man and woman, and they became a living soul. So why are you looking outside for yourself when your creator, sustainer, powerful one is closer to you than your jugular veins? Okay, so that's all I got to say about that. Now, my next experience that I had, I was going to tell you about another one, a little paranormal thing, but I'm going to tell you about this situation that I started to notice, that it started to become really clear to me that I know I'm protected. So that you already hear the moral of the story, or the moral of this situation. Okay. So I was dating this guy, and I kept feeling like, later on, when I realized what this guy was going through with drugs, I had no problem. Now, around this time, I started to experiment with weed. Now, I've always learned to, when you're doing any kind, and when you're doing any kind of herbal, because weed, they sell it in the drugstore pharmacies, meaning it's used to heal. And just because they sell it along with the drugs, there's a lot of herbal remedies, because weed is an herbal remedy for those who don't know. And if you still think it's a drug, then okay, keep on thinking it's a drug. Weed, the weeds, you know what I'm saying? From the earth, opens your eyes to allow you to see clearly. Okay, y'all don't get it. All right. Anywho, let me just tell you. So I was dating this guy, and of course, I was using weed around that time. And he would smoke weed. That's all I knew about him. He would smoke weed, and I think from time to time he would have a beer or two, but never to the point of drunkenness around me, because he wasn't an alcoholic. Okay. But he did let me know in his past, he experimented with other things. He said in his past, which means I'm thinking you're done. So he never told me he was done. He just said in his past. Sometimes you got to pay attention. Sometimes you got to pay attention and ask, well, then are you done experimenting with this stuff? Because I ain't got time for this mess. Does this come with some mess? Because I've never experienced. Then again, I had a family member who was. So anyway, but I wasn't very familiar, because that family member wasn't always around for me to know the signs and symptoms that they experience, or to kind of educate me further in how those type of people act. So anywho, so as time went on, let's say I helped him get into trucking school. So by this time he had his trucking degree, diploma, certification, I think that's what it is. And he was driving for this company called Headland. I think that's what it was, yeah. And he drove for Headland. And he had parked at a truck stop. And I think he came and got me, picked me up, and then we drove to the truck stop. I wanted to spend a night with them. And in these trucks they got is almost like a camper. They have bunk beds, television, refrigerators. Some people even put cooking stoves, they put televisions and stuff all up in there, so radios, whatever. So behind the seats, they have like this curtain, but anyway, you get me. You get me. Okay. For those who don't know, I just kind of gave you the tad bit with what's in the truck. That's why I was going to spend the night. So that night he told me, it's a liquor store across the street. I'm going to run across the street to this liquor store and get me a couple of beers. So I was like, okay. I didn't see him again that day. At night. I didn't. I was so hurt because I was just like, oh my gosh. I think that's when I started to realize, like, what is really going on? I had to question. So the next morning, I'm like thinking, like, oh my God, I wanted to go to work and all of this, and I want to go home. So I went inside the truck stop, got myself dressed up. I think I probably went in the bathroom and washed up a little bit, brushed my teeth and all that good stuff. And then I was trying to call my sister. No one was picking up the phone. Around this time, I don't think we had cell phones. It was just landlines. Well, I don't think other people may have had some cell phones, but I don't think we had them. But I was calling on the payphone. They still had payphones. I was in my 20s. So yeah. I noticed while I was on the phone, I saw this man walk by. And the only reason why I noticed this person, because it was an energy about him and a familiarity about him. But then when he walked on, I just looked at him, and he went on into the men's room. And then I came to realize I gave up on calling, because I don't know how many times I tried to call, nobody answered. So I go and walk and stand by the window trying to see if the guy I was dating at that time, like, watching, see if he was going to walk up to his truck. I think I may have walked out to the truck and came back in, but I don't know. I don't remember. Well, after making the calls, I didn't go out. I was just standing, like, trying to figure it out. Next thing I know, the man that I noticed walk into the man's room walked up to me and tapped me and asked me if I needed a ride. Honestly, in my heart, I didn't feel intuitively no danger at all. None whatsoever, ever, never truly clever. But I remember a teacher. When I say a teacher, I'm talking about like a mentor. Once said that, we don't take the time out to make sure that when a stranger approached us, question them to ensure our safety. So I decided to question. I was like, I don't know you. I don't even know your name. That was my way of asking questions. If you don't know, I'm letting you know. So he was like, he reached his hand out to shake my hand and said, my name is Mike. I was like, okay. He's like, so do you need a ride? And I was like, but I still don't know you. He was like, well, I have children and grandchildren. I'm not here to do you no harm or something like that, to that degree. And I'm thinking, I still don't know you. Mind you, in the back of my head, the way he was dressed, like in some overalls, I'm thinking he had an old-fashioned truck. People who live on a farm, old truck, torn. I'm being prejudgmental, thinking that because of certain look, I may have to ride in a certain type of vehicle, which might be a an old-fashioned pickup truck. So I was like, he was like, okay, then. He gave up. And then I was like, okay, I'll take that ride. So I followed him out to the parking lot looking for this truck, and he walks over to a red Corvette. Little red Corvette. Okay. So anywho, get to the red Corvette, and I'm stunned. Like, where's the truck? I'm like, this your car? Okay, Mr. Man. Okay. All right. And then when he unlocked the car and I opened up the car, I saw Happy Meal boxes. I was like, either those were his children or his grandchildren, because here I am prejudging, thinking, oh, he too old to have little babies. So he reached in and says, not bad. I think he said something about those his grandbabies, and he put them in the back seat. And I was like, all right. And not that I was like impressed, like this man got money. No, I was just in shock because of what I had prejudged. So anyhow, I get in the car. He asks me where I want to go, and I said I want to go home. So as he's pulling out and he's about to, pulls out, driving down the street, I started to notice, like, I think I'm not far from my job. So as he getting ready to get on his expressway, I said, oh, no. I don't want to go home. Can we go this way? And so he drives down the way that I'm pointing. I said, I work down here. I just realized where I'm at. I'm close to my job. So he drives. And then when he gets me there, the way all the buildings are off to the right. There's nothing but a cliff off to the left and a cliff in front of you. Well, in front of me, pull in. And then when you pull in, there's a gate that you have to call in or have some kind of card or know some codes to get access for that gate to open. And then they have their own little parking area. But otherwise, the way he drove me in, he would have to either back out or kind of turn right and try to maneuver his way out of there. But, in my mind, the only way you could get up out of there is back up out. Because that would have been a hard maneuvering if you couldn't go through the gate, do a 360 and come on back out. So yeah, he would have had to back out. Okay. So before I got out of the car, he did ask me for my number. He asked me, you need a sugar daddy? I was just like, thinking to myself, heck no. No disrespect, but I don't want a sugar daddy. I eat sugar and candy, but not on daddies. So just for my safety, I just decided, he asked for my number and I just wrote it down. He said, don't give me no fake number. And in my head, I was thinking I'm going to just make up a number. So I just went ahead and wrote the real number. Just hoping that he wouldn't call me. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I got out of the car and I know how this vehicle is, because it's, things that makes a lot of noise. So I gets out of the car, closes the door, and I'm walking, and the gate is probably like 4 or 5 steps, and I took 3. Slight little hill. And I realized, is this man sitting in the car watching me? Because I didn't hear him pull out. So I turn around, and to the shock in my heart, the car was gone. And I looked back down the driveway side, and I looked over the cliff. So I'm like, if he would have went over the cliff, I would have heard a whole bunch of. But I heard a whole nada, no nada. And I'm just shocked. Like, I only took about 2 or 3 steps. And how long that driveway is, just me turning around would have at least seen him still pulling out. And then I later realized his name was Mike, short for Michael. Yes, indeed. Because it didn't dawn on me at the time. Nothing dawned on me. Of all the Michaels that came to my rescue in my past, it wasn't until after the fact. I don't know. It's like maybe his energy made me forget or made me not think or overwhelm my brain cells where I couldn't process thinking. Because a whole lot of people named Mike, and not all of them are miracle Mikes. Like this microphone, short for microphone. But of course, microphone can't come to my rescue. But anywho, yeah. So see, I like being able to have what y'all call story times. I'm gonna call it an experience of mine. Well, experiences of mine. I like this because I don't have to take a long time recording these things. What you trying to say, Anita? You don't like to teach? Oh, I love to teach. But sometimes you just have them days you just need a break, but yet you still want to come and talk to y'all little lovelies and kindred spirits and stuff like that. But yeah, so the moral of the story is you never know how you're protected or when you're protected. But what that made me realize that day, it didn't really, it fully didn't dawn on me, but it just let me know, like, dang, Anita, I've had situations and these mics keep coming into the situation like a superhero and rescue me when I'm endangered or in danger. You know what I'm about? And it just let me know, okay, I'm feeling protected. I started to become aware of things going on in my life. But sometimes you have to be protected until you learn to tap into your own protection or tap into your spirit guides, your benevolent ancestors and ascended masters, and know how to call on them, or just know the power from within that you have to put up those shields of protection. So until then, if you're tapped in and in tune and doing the things you need to do to make sure you're on your path towards enlightenment and awareness and trying to get closer to a state of awareness where you're tapping into certain powers, there will be certain what you might consider earth angels or beings that appear out of nowhere, because if some people call me an earth angel and I can't disappear like that, I don't want to call that person an earth angel. They're here on earth though. And I'm just saying, Mike protected me. Anyhow, y'all know the saying, I'm not here to make y'all think like me. I'm just here to assist you on your path to helping you think for yourself and tapping into your own self-healing. So I might trigger certain ideas and creative activities that you can utilize for yourself to help you heal. Or I could just be that person that plants a seed and someone else may come along later on in your months, on your days, weeks, months, or a couple of years before you get it or they help enlighten what was already planted in you. You'd be like, oh, aha moment, like, I remember, you know what I'm talking about? So, I also am so grateful and thankful for the few of you who watch my video. I'm grateful. Because where I started from nothing, and now I'm here. And we'll talk about that. I am, no matter where I am in life, I'm always grateful. Always. I'm grateful. I know I may not act like I'm grateful. And on this YouTube platform, I didn't used to tell y'all I'm grateful and thankful for y'all, because I am grateful. And I'm not even making no money off of y'all, for real, for real. I'm not. Yes, I have to work. I mean, I have to go to a job or what have you. I don't like jobs. But anywho, I work. Okay. And it's legit. And it's not anything to degrade myself. But if y'all want some more of my situationships or situations, let me know. Leave some comments below. And if you want to tell me something in private, I'll leave my contact information at the end of this video. But just know, if you're not too lazy, I'm not saying you're lazy, but if you let your fingers do the walking and scroll down into the description box below this video, my contact information is in there too. All right. All right, I love y'all. And I know y'all might just be thinking, oh, you just love yourself. I do. I love myself. And when you come to love yourself fully, you come to respect the love, the unconditional love in others. And anyway, that's enough talking. I'm about to go off into a whole nother tangent and a whole nother video that could be that I could bring to y'all next week. I'm trying to make this thing short today. I just wanted to share with y'all a couple of those experiences I've had. A whole lot of since I was a child, been experiencing things. And this is what has always kept me aware, in and out of awareness. But, I'm so grateful and thankful that I would come back into an awareness or out of sleep. Because, we'll talk about that. Y'all take care, all right? See you next time. You hear? Hi, my name is AnitaYarbrough, and I am your holistic healing life coach and counselor. I bring to you today my signature programs based on healing transformations that align purpose. My first signature program, self-authentication based healing. This paradigm shifting and transformative based program is designed to share life experiences due to the changing times we're in to assert your self-authenticating willpower. In this program, you will learn the importance of healing to help lead the way towards understanding a new age mindset that promotes creative holistic living for unlocking your purpose. Transform and align with your purpose in any area you choose. Within these changing times, by trying a new approach to tasks and or activities, to gain courage and confidence. Feel free to accept the changes in the world and experience the new, real you without judgment from yourself and others. Learn to accept uncontrollable circumstances. Let go of the past and activate a new you. Overcome blockages on your way towards your newfound freedom after attending this life-changing presentation. After this program, you will be able to learn the difference between using logic and intuition, understand how your belief systems influence your authenticity. Learn the importance of balancing your light and dark psyche. Use mental and emotional coping techniques to transcend traumas and pain to start the healing process. Gaining self-acceptance to heal through self-talk and expression. My second signature program is lifestyle-based healing. This life-building and knowledge-based program is designed to help you succeed in the next phase of transformational growth during these changing times to enhance your development. In this session, you will learn how to tap into your natural survival resources and following the intuitive influences that open your eyes to new pathways of living, achieve greater results, and supercharge your mission by creating a new lifestyle. You will come to understand how to discipline your body, your mind, and spirit to prepare the unexpected and expected changes in your life, inside and out. Inspire others to do the same. Become efficient and improve functionality after this enlightening presentation. After this program, you will be able to learn what your limits are towards change, learn how to replace unwanted habits with better practices, identify your stress triggers and traumas, to make changes and self-heal. Learn about inner and outside influences that affect your lifestyle. Understand how good health practices establishes great wealth to enhance a certain lifestyle. Learn the importance of your survival and creating your new life and what it takes to sustain a new lifestyle. Expose your toxicities before incorporating new lifestyle changes. Now, this third signature program is my communication-based healing. This mind-enriching session will teach you how to express and communicate your thoughts and feelings. Demonstrate many ways to communicate your subconscious mind to gain control of your life. The strategies in this portion of the program will fine-tune your communication skills within these changing times by using your childlike imagination to promote healing and find your confidence to better express yourself. Learn how to analyze the communication style of others, which better helps with understanding how to communicate. So after this presentation, you will be able to achieve a life of mastery that is limitless. So after this program, you will be able to learn to listen to your true voice, to break your own hypnotic spell, learn importance of self-talk, creatively express your imagination to welcome in the healing process, learn and understand different communication styles, find out how to communicate commands to your subconscious mind to create change. Now, this last signature program is community-based healing. This approach into the community dynamics during these times of change will alter your reality to identify patterns in situations and know when to seek solutions. Learn the positives and negatives of comparisons and judgments that are used within your environment or community. Learn tactics to break away from the trends within your environment and community that are presently not realized as mind control tools. Learn manifestations for your ideal environment or community, which can influence and become impressionable to others. Before this presentation ends, it will empower your every move. So after this program, You will be able to understand how to manifest your needs and wants, recognizing patterns that will create solutions for a better change, learn how to recognize individuals of bad or good influence in your space, understand how making peace with yourself can become a masterpiece for an ideal community, create better habits and practices that will help you attain the peace you so desire, and design and create a space that cannot be compared to others. I would like to thank you for taking time out in your busy day and joining me or sitting with me in learning more about my signature programs. As I always tell others, I am not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think. Again, thank you and have a great rest of your day.